Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I called it. I called it. I knew it was going to come in like this. Peace, everybody. It's your boy Dre from OG Reacts, and today we are going to react to another XG. What I would assume is a banger, right? We are checking out HESONOO in X-GENE. Now, is that two videos? Am I going to watch two videos? It can't be two videos with 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's got two names. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. But today we're going to watch this video. I'm going to do a couple of more reactions. But before I get on and react to this video, I want to get on my soapbox for a minute. And so my soapbox is basically an opportunity for me to clarify a couple of things. For those who don't want to spend any time listening to me, that is fine. I'm okay with it as well. You can skip ahead straight to the reaction. But I want to talk about K-pop a little bit for those of you who are interested on my take around, or at least kind of where I'm at with it right now, right? So please fast forward if you're not on this vibe, right? So I am super appreciative of folks in my comments. I am so much more versed in K-pop music that's coming from the East, Asia, China, Japan, Korea, South Korea. It's just dope, you know what I mean? And there's clearly like a love. There's the kind of love for K-pop that I kind of have for hip hop, right? Like, I'm sure it's different in other ways, but ultimately there are people who are willing to fight for it and stand on it and celebrate it, and that is super dope, right? And as I read the comments, because I read every single comment, and for the most part, XG has been the one that kind of introduced me into the realm of Asian pop. And I say Asian pop only because people have split it up into K-pop, J-pop, X-pop, whatever, right? For me, being a Westerner, it's a lot of it sounds the same, right? And again, when I say a lot of it, it's what I've heard, because there's a lot more. There's plenty that I didn't hear. I probably heard 1% or even less of the actual music that is out there. But that which I have listened to. So I've taken the suggestions from comments, and over the weekend I spent, a few hours listening and watching videos from the K-pop world. So I listened to Bad Villain. I listened to a couple of their songs. I listened to Blackpink. You already know that I listened to Bad Monkey. I think that's what they're called, Bad Monkey or something, with Jeesh and Click Clack. And I've listened to Young Posse. I've listened to BTS. I've listened to aespa or ESPA or AESPA, something like that. So I've listened to that. I've even listened to a couple more. So I've done some digging, right? And what I can say, what conclusion I come to based upon my time digging in the crate of K-pop, is that it is not for me. It is not for me. I've listened to it. I can appreciate and I can see why people who love K-pop love them, right? Because what they're doing is clearly something, right? They're talented, right? They're talented individuals. Unfortunately, my introduction to this Asian pop, was through XG. Now I had heard K-pop songs before. I mean, I think in passing. I don't think I've ever heard a whole K-pop song, but I've heard K-pop in passing, and in the time that I heard it in passing, I didn't think it was for me, but it was that I knew I wasn't giving it a shot, right? I wasn't even attempting to enjoy it or like it then. This weekend, I was legit trying to find enjoyment in it, and it just wasn't there, right? And it wasn't to say that the singing wasn't good, because they have some incredible, incredible singers in K-pop. It wasn't to say that some of the rapping wasn't dope, because they have some dope rappers doing K-pop. Uh, and it wasn't to say that the dancing wasn't good, because they have some dope dancers, right? But what they're doing is not what XG is doing on any level, really, right? And I've done the work now, right? Now maybe there's more, and when I say I've done the work, again, I know it's limited. I've probably listened to 20 to 30 different K-pop songs. 20 to 30, right? That's not a lot in comparison to what's out there, I know. But I know that what XG is doing goes beyond rapping, singing, and dancing. They do those things really, really well, right? And they do them things better, I think, than most. But what they have that maybe is not even desired on the K-pop end is soul. They have soul in their music. And when I say soul in their music, I'm not talking about soul like rhythm and blues soul. Not that, although they have that too, right? But there is a soulful and spirited energy in their rapping, singing, and dancing, right? And I like to reference from the singing standpoint. If you listen to Winter Without You and you hear Maya's verse towards the end when she says, joyful, 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 blah, blah, blah. Maya gives you, in that moment, Maya is giving you Southern Black church, Christian Baptist church spirit. She's giving you Mahalia Jackson. She's giving you Aretha Franklin. In that moment, that's what Maya is giving you. And you can't, I don't even know how Maya got it, right? Like, I don't quite understand how Maya has it, because if I listen to any of the K-pop songs, even though they got good singers, they don't have that, right? They just don't have that. When you talk about dance, when I watch the K-pop artists dance, they're good dancers. Some of them are exceptional technical dancers. Like, some of the guys are doing some amazing stuff, right? And I would even say that I've seen some guys that have what I'm about to say that XG has in total, right? When you watch XG dance, they're not just good technically. They're not just good technically. They are good swaggerly, right? They have all the little things that ultimately really only comes from if you've grown up in Black urban America. I said it. You only have that. You only have it. Now, again, that's not to say that you don't do dancing well, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about swag. I'm talking about all the little things. I'm talking about the flow into stuff. I'm talking about knowing when to look and when not to look, knowing when to do your fingers the way your fingers a certain way, or to stand a certain way, or to move a certain way. That is not something that in urban America, you learn. It's not learned. It's innate, right? Like it's kind of what kind of as a kid you've watched your parents dance and the evolution of dancing turned into that, right? But it's not you can get better at it through teaching, but it's innate. Trust me when I tell you. Like what you see with Chris Brown or Michael Jackson or like they've honed, but that is an innate ability, right? And arguably, arguably, XG, and I don't think it's innate with them. Like I don't think it's innate with them. What I do think though is that they've worked so hard at all the small things, or they've been trained so hard at all the small things that now it's starting to become innate. It's starting to become a part of who they are, right? I couldn't see that in the dancing in none of the J-pop, K-pop stuff. None of it, right? I saw good dancing, don't get me wrong, but it was technical dancing. It was very technical, right? When you watch XG, it's technical, but there is a swag in it that is undeniable, really. And so I say all this to say that K-pop just isn't my thing, and I've given it a shot. Now, I will say that I did listen to this rap group called Year of the Ox, and they were super dope. Super dope. And they have this one song that kind of connected me to XG a little bit, right? And what I appreciate, because I think, let me back up. I think it would be hard for anybody that's doing K-pop, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be a desire, right? But anybody to do K-pop and do what they do and it be able to cross over here. It's just not, that just won't fly here, right? You could be a great rapper, you could be a great dancer, you can be a great singer, but that won't translate. And I'll tell you, I listened to one song. You guys probably know who this group is, but it's a super like American West Coast vibe. Like if you know Dr. Dre's music, you know that like in the background of his music. And so they were I think attempting to pay tribute to Dr. Dre, right? But when you watch the video was borderline making a mockery of urban American West Coast culture. May not have been their intention. I'm almost confident that it wasn't their intention. But because they might have been attempting to appease somebody over here, they made a video that was a total mockery. They was pulling up in a 6'4" with the rag down, with the top down. They had khakis on. They were in different neighborhoods where there was all kinds of nonsense going on that was representing West Coast America. And that is where the dangerous part comes in, as far as all Asian music and all Asian groups being labeled trying to appropriate, right? That's where appropriation comes from. When you make mockery, when you try to do what urban Black America is, right? Through your music or through your representation, without actually doing your homework and understanding that some of that is just borderline insulting, right? And I pray that XG, if you're listening to this, please don't do that. Because what urban Black America respects and loves is you being authentically yourself. That's what they love, right? That's why somebody like an Eminem can be successful in rap music because he's good at the technical skill. He doesn't have to be hip hop. He's a good rapper, right? He's a great rapper. And so it doesn't and he respects the art of it. And so we embrace your authenticity, right? If XG continues to do what they're doing, because what they're doing is authentic. It's not them trying to be anything. It's just them paying tribute and homage. Now, if they do some stupid shit where, you know, they come with their box earrings and their dookie braids in their hair and BBLs and all this other shit, then motherfuckers is gonna be like, damn, they just another one of them. So I say all this to say, I appreciate the suggestions around K-pop, and I know I warned you this was gonna be a bit of a soapbox, but I just wanted to say that just because I don't like it doesn't mean that it's not good. And it doesn't mean that I don't think that it's good. It's just not for me. It's good for plenty of people. Just like what I love and what I enjoy, I know there's plenty of people that do not and would not like it, right? And that's the beauty of this world that we live in. So I just wanted to say that just because I don't want to continue to, like, people suggest K-pop stuff. And I'm just not, it's just not my thing, right? And so hopefully as we are continuing to grow. Now I will say that I love a good singer. So if you got K-poppers that have slowed it down and they're doing their thing on the singing, I'm up for it. And like I said, I think I mentioned Year of the Ox. Them cats are dope. They got this one song where they're talking about their transition from I'm assuming that they're South Korean, and their transition to the West Coast of the United States, and how, you know, they ended up in the hood, and their father opened up a business, and then they fell in love with hip hop, and that's what got them into rap. And then they went through their trials and tribulations of being picked on because they didn't speak the language, and they had a hard time with it. But the evolution of them is delivering super authentic rap music and them not trying to be anything other than themselves. And that is what I loved about them, right? So that's that. Let's get into the music. My apologies. Like I said, we are going for HESONOO X-GENE. Don't know what that means. Leave it in the comments. You can tell me. Let's see what they got. XG. It's so funny. Like they are always in outer space, right? Like what is their producer or director's thing with outer space? Because they are astronauts basically, right? Like they are always in outer space. The other thing about XG and their songs is that there's always a build-up. Like I can tell, I've never heard this song, right? I am super confident that it's gonna come in hard. I'm so because that's just their MO. Like they come in hard.
Accessing the mainframe. 7. Life forms detected. accessing. Hibernation deactivated. Landing sequence initiated.
On XG, one with action beta test.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I called it. I called it. I knew it was going to come in like this. And you know who perfectly sets it off every fucking time? Jurin. She just has the ability to set it off. That's Jurin setting it off. She has a set it off spirit. Like she knows how to start a song. That the way she starts Shooting Star, perfect. The way she starts Woke Up, perfect. She's the perfect set it offer. I knew it was gonna come hard.
Sequence initiated.
On XG, one with action beta testing. New chapter go hard if less.
That's the swag I'm talking about. Like that's what I'm talking. Like watch how Jurin steps into that next flow. Like when I watched the other K-pop artists, they didn't have that. That is like that's a talent to know how to flow into like something you like. That means you feel the music, right? And when you're doing hip hop music, like you're dancing to or you're moving to a beat. You're moving in a rhythm, right? And they just know how to do it.
Action beta testing.
Watch.
New chapter
Look.
go hard if less.
Boom.
Alpha 2, mega.
Got right into it.
They ain't no limit of gimmicks. We gon' be on it, keeping it hot. Varied or hated, where they already native. Planet invaded, all day and every day we playing it. Gladiator, money, not in the tingle. Mutated DNA, whoa. Fresh out the extraordinary, whoa. Intergalactical, tactical flow. Going ballistic and out of this world. Cosmic, stun, fihu, none.
What? Now, I have a thing for when they get in that line, right? That line is always, and it's always like at a slant, and they know exactly how to move in that fucking line. That line when it's when they're in left, right, and they're doing their thing in that line, and they step in and out of it, it's just killer. And the buckets, you know I love the bucket.
Fresh out the extraordinary, whoa. Intergalactical, tactical flow. Going ballistic and out of this world. Cosmic, stun, fihu, none. Back up, 7, equal 1. They wanna know if it's a hit or a mess. Shoot for the stars and we land on the heads. Don't mess with the tip and you know it's for last. It's locked and loaded and I love the hits. Action, yeah, we born with the action. New chapter, next scene. Go hard, effortlessly, come test me. Action, yeah, we born with the action. New chapter, next scene. Go hard, effortlessly, don't test me. Reach for the stars when you follow the light. Take me to the other side. Levitate up to the sky.
Synchronizing.
Howling the start from where we are. Endlessly shine in the dark. Shine in the dark.
Wait, that's it? That's it? That's the song? It's over? No, you can't stop that song after that. Come on. That song needs 2 more verses. It needs 2 more verses. Am I wrong? We gotta watch that again. It's too short.
Welcome. Orbital phase initiated.
Accessing the mainframe.
7. Life forms detected. Accessing. Hibernation deactivated. Landing sequence initiated.
On XG, born with action beta testing.
Whoa.
New chapter go hard if lasting. Alpha 2, mega level, set it off. Ain't no limit of gimmicks, we go beyond and keeping it hot. Love it or hate it, whether you already a native. Planet invaded, all day, never did we claim it. Gladiator, muddy, not entertainment. Mutated deity, woo. Fresh out the extraordinary, woo. Intergalactical, tactical flow. Going ballistic and out of this world. Cosmic, stun, fihu, none. They wanna know if it's a hit or a mess. Shoot for the stars and we land on the heads. Don't mess for the taking, you know it's for less. We like to know that none of that gets. Action, yeah, we born with action. New chapter, next scene. Go hard, effortlessly, come test me. Action, yeah, we born with action. New chapter, next scene. Go hard, effortlessly, don't test me. Reach for the stars when you follow the light. Take me to the other side. Levitate up to the sky.
Juria.
Synchronizing.
Right? Start from where we are. Endlessly shine in the dark. Shine in the dark.
Wow. That is a banger right there. That is way too short. Way too short, right? Like, come on. Come on. It's way too short. They do it again. What can you say? Super dope. HESONOO X-GENE. Don't know what it means. Maybe you do. If it means something, let me know in the comments. I just want to send an appreciation out to everybody that takes a moment out to leaves a comment or share some information about the group or them, even themselves, as far as their relationship with the group or their love for the group. I really appreciate that. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification. More reactions coming up. We got the tapes coming up. We got the live dances coming up. We got some of the live concert stuff coming up. So reacting. I'm gonna add some other stuff to the channel too, just so that it's not so XG heavy. I feel like a real live fanboy. Anyway, hope y'all are doing well, and I will see you soon. OG Reacts. Peace.